Oh, okay.
They could not say the collation was too transparent, but they could say indeed the police stations were too transparent. But see me historical analysis of what is happening. Okay. First of all, the 1992 constitution is flawed. We did the constitution with Rawlings in mind. 2024, to be very frank with you, NDC has not advertised any more person than your mama before. Bringing another person to become president, in my humble opinion, that's my opinion, it's not wise. Because he has the green light to win elections.
For me, Mama Aquaba Stronko, eba to my GHSO. Muniaba, Musum for Nana Ama Obusa, Masanimo Edition, na Edition, so dear Nagana, and Sema and Huyama, Mayu, and Koso, Yasundri, your fan who dear, your kind call a war, Ababum Sewo Mino, and no, and as I be ever for training issues more, at the Asumo. Na Murekaya, and some yebeto abato no, your new D4 penny, Kasebi, Asia, yet to say. Ye day who mafem de ekoso ewo oman emu ede somo ewo kwanya esefata so nebusafo se na ye anka se ye hu abato no mu se ensem dodo na wo kai no saa so pepepe na hunamani koyeye na ne nyemu no yato abana be nyame encha de 7 December na enya etwem na abano echi no yabobo na isi so adwumadie no ehye ne sase wono ene be declare the winner wono so abonte abe declare but ni echi no akwa se still na no ya sumdwe se oman no esensen wiema je se sesi adaye metimi aka se Ghana be bia yegina sesi ano critical point ewo oman ya braboma te se asundwe no akwa se ye kra but enhye de ni osa enka fa hundie aka se nka emra ewo after say ec boss mami Jane Mensa ebe declare abano still na yenya esan se amanyeko NDC hu ni se abano se ne se enkono no anko ni sa ewiemu ebemu atese besi ne wo mo anyi ntumu ya atese protest de wo ma protest ya demonstrations akese ene ensema akese a nka ebibu wo kra pro to say treason because wotimi ka say ec abe declare president now so o ka say also a presidential elect candidate e wo ntema na atese akoye ensem ba ni biemu no se si ade ec wonwemu waje atu se wa fom wa bear corrections 1 or 2 and 3 times na ni miemu no yenyensu wo sa ni enka se obi anya de ope e wo man mu na se isi no esese wo mra ponti be me take another step ebeboa ama ye oman yetimi enya the soundness ana asundua fitete ye kra no na ene de yasa aba eye openipa ye no eka eye hu masem awache ye eye nimdie pa wo hu me atese na aba no koyenya no o ma ye nimdie efa wo no me pa achre apostle water sakwa mante yasa aba ne na so biem so won kire so what's the way forward easy anase NDC anase MPP biempa ene omanyi ye kono sesia ninti for so edi echi na Faith Army Chapel ene asafa woda no na mema na kwaba kame ho ne na kwaba sa apostle ema kwaba
yeah na
bibi aboko
nyame adomo adom
de
pranipa nya adomanka nyame guase
nyame yebi wa yebi pa na apostle abatu yi munya wonasia na tese yaba twetwe nkomo ede afa wona de wokai nia no so no na sa na tese etie ewo nanu aba no krapo ne sanko e run of krapo na eben pa anya run of krapo ne sto na ni pa nya no wonte ase ye
ba won say parliamentary no run off
yes
direction na ye no nti
okay na sesia no yato abane wie ec abe declaration say MPP amanyiko no na efa edinkunim at say from 2021 to 2024 ebebu oman na so still na akwa say the biggest opposition party wo nyom wonte aseye ec so declaration no ewie no so wafom wababa corrections but we done a try to nti sesia no what's the way forward for the nation
on say election is a very passionate experience. Obi chair Nadri, until we have to handle things with care. But first of all, we share about everything went well. Media, correct. Everything went so well.
Okay.
Within the first few minutes, but the problem NCN is with Techiman South.
Yeah, Techiman.
When they were about to declare the elections, now the conflict came, and the military had to come in, and then the open shooting. I don't know. Say incited passions kakra, and also Amboa, because prior to the elections, don't say there were a lot of talk, but everything was right. That aspect now. A hard drink kakra, in my humble opinion.
Okay.
It feels at that time, maybe the police should have been the people there to handle the crowd. Sometimes it's a crowd goes out of hand kakra. But police I'm gonna manage crowd better than
the military.
The military, because they are not trained to manage crowd, they are trained to go to war. Okay. So everything they see it as war.
Oh, okay. Okay, the military in there, they are approaching it different.
Approaching it different. Okay, that's their training.
All right.
And and Koyi, me feel that was actually one of the reasons that incited a lot of people. On say nipa there, so ni before so manage bro. Now Tony Nyama down.
But who say Ghana no police for no as a nipa ehu a womo no aba from kakra military na nipa hu a na yema show in terms of keeping order in the place.
Yeah, but it's a democratic and yeah, do. Okay. So it's an I mean, there's a protest at Electoral Commission right now, and the police are doing a wonderful job. They stopped it. They do their rubber bullets. But one fire rubber bullet, one fire normal bullets. Any issue,
Yeah.
And that incites a lot of passion. Now the idea, even though the election itself was very, very organized, that aspect in a costly problem. And in the past, I think that the Christian Council and other institutions have been too quiet. Both NDC and MPP now are condemning win so until ma the credibility until kasa na nyama koye. And I think that was one of the things that before NOC and Amboa crowd. Because other than that,
okay,
until ma opposition they feel is it is an approach they are using. So they will bring the military to come and intimidate them, and that's what they take they started taking advantage of, and they spoke more about that. Having said that, you prefer elections and maybe as you noticed. I don't know how to be very sincere with you. I don't want to incite passion as well, but all the reporters are I mean, all the media houses reported one figure, and I guess one or two people reporting a different figure. Me, my humble opinion is figures. Well, me a mathematician. First of all, me book kunta.
Okay.
The first degree in mathematics.
Okay.
And to me, senior figures. So bet me I mistakes.
Bet my mistakes.
Bet me I mistakes. Kaka. And initially, me feel I was saying to me a reconciliation be kakra and sana.
Okay, Apostle, wait a minute, for a kind of office like the Electoral Commission, when you say figures, there are in an election you will deal with figures. Now figures, in dealing with figures, before the election, now NDC, they had one or two things they had against the EC in terms of sending registration, sending voicing out some irregularities, be say intimidate a voter region for but they had issues with the EC prior to the election. Now to have all those kinds of issues still hanging in the air, now to say abattoir aso now collect results for such a big office, yama everything available to make the work perfect. Now it's me back out with a result
different
with
figures.
Yes.
I don't know how I drink a crowd. But there was something called materiality.
Okay.
Materiality in said there are figures. Is he beyond a certain threshold? Error rate, is it going to affect the whole election scenario? But another big but. So we have too many mistakes. They affect credibility of the whole institution. So there's something called mitigating control. We audit sukakra. Okay. Maybe to me, mitigating errors. Say error systems are effective. Easier, strong.
Okay.
I don't know. say approval systems ebia say collation in a year now be approved say NDC approve, MPP approve, say we accept the figure at that region. That's fine. So we have to check for the fact that indeed all the figures in all the EC regions are okay. Now, did that happen? I'm not saying it didn't happen. I didn't say it happened. I can't stand here to say anything. So systems still working very effectively. Then election is free and fair, even if it's devoid of material misstatements. Sir, if you bring any external auditor, he will tell you that even in audit you don't have complete accuracy. Sir, yes, but because audit statement you can say is free from material misstatements. Okay, which means that the error rate is within acceptable limits. What did I make? So the errors is one thing. As to whether it's within acceptable limits is also another thing. Okay, Apostle, you to about my mupa, you to about you to crap over say 8 times there. You to me to about my money near Muno. Now your electoral commissioners just mobile pontian. They come and the figure they get, they put out there to say, "One more change, but that's a mistake." And paper and some for another figure and two, and some paper and some for another figure. You know that's the worry, yeah? And say the EC must also have a relationship with the parties. So you see any relationship with the parties, I know that it causes a problem. So before the election, relationship between the party and NDC, then you're fine. Not tension one more. Yeah, and only a seminar. And the tension has developed into this stage, and the tension didn't happen now. And to cool down tempers, now there should be more interaction. There should be more transparency. Because what kind of report of the external auditors, external observers, they said the polling stations they were good, but in 17 of the collation was not too transparent. Oh, okay. They could not say the collation was too transparent, but they could say indeed the polling stations were too transparent. The polling stations were transparent, but the collations are transparent. Na inti se sanet ya na to say NDC amani ko no mo case na to amasem no ewemu sa say the election was stolen, it was a stolen verdict near the better appointing. Me sitting here is to be conclusive, but me can systems are anchor that me are put in place are either to me bois senior bear. We don't go through this EC issue again because it's very volatile, and that's the only thing. But let me give you historical analysis of what is happening. Okay. First of all, the 1992 constitution is flawed. What you say? Said mistakes were no soon. They say amended constitutions to be brave because we did the constitution with Rawlings in mind. At that time, now he was the one in power. It was a military rule. Everything was about him. Okay. So in drafting the constitution, they said, okay, let him have his way. Let him have his way. And this is what we have now. And I say a lot of constitutional amendments. We've done quite a number. But the EC part, it's a very big problem. Now, problem being part of EC constitution. I don't think, say my opinion, I don't think it was EC. They appoint to be a chairman and all the commissioners. And your institutions, it may appoint to be our MD. And yes, sir, don't mean yes, sir. Okay. Of a government organization. No, it's wrong. I say yes, sir. Said we should take politics out of our institutions. And never to me and buy. Yeah. No, why never elected say chairperson like MD of maybe a certain government organization. It shouldn't be a political appointment. And I shouldn't be a party person. The person should come from company, by over a number of years, by developing training, okay, yeah, and then we made the person in charge. Okay. And it's no more appointment. That's what we have to do. Until they say constitutional review, from this time we have to learn lessons. And to say EC has been set up, it's been set up to fail. And think what to me they say failure. And yet this is not failure. Now Ghana government not failure. Okay, now approximately to see here, sir appointment are buying bamwa not to say where you will see here. EC boss you crampono government way, a Kufado government and no previous one. NDC government they appointed Charlotte because of the constitution. Okay. We are running on an edge. I mean, I didn't. it is bound to explode many years ago. I feel like very careful. And we have to learn lessons from it.
Enti mo bi aba won timi ni said ye yi nesu won timi ni nya adwumaje on also de ne de besu. But
that started from the last term. Because yes. After finished his term,
yes.
It was also came into power. That, you know, Akafado, when he came into power, also removed it. And, you know, the NDC was of the opinion, we can't more opinion.
Okay.
They were of the opinion, say, Anka, Charlotte Oseno, the basis for her removal was not correct.
Some NDC for the
yeah, because she was removed based on procurement issues, not based on her job. What I say? The pain has been there for a long time. And now, the Christian Council are the CSOs are the we've not tackled the problem. I said, oh, a problem now at the error. Instead of now I cut in order to action, a problem now started. And to easy now, the establishment easy, we have to look at it again.
Apostle, what saying yeah, what about Christian Council, what about Christian? What are they to do about this issue? So
Ghana Christians, it was 70% too.
Okay.
And they were voice.
All right.
And to Christian Council, I don't believe that Christian Council should go to the president and go and talk to the president. Christian Council should invite Nanado and invite John Mahama.
Okay.
To their conference room and talk to them because we have the numbers and tell them, listen, it's not about both of you. It's about you making sure that we enjoy our peace in Ghana. Otherwise, all of us Christians will be against both of you.
Okay, so who said that's the next step? I say
yes, that's what we have to take. Okay. The stability. Okay. What is wrong? What have we done wrong? Everybody should come to the drawing table.
Okay. Okay.
We have to come to the drawing table and solve the problem. We are sitting on the time bomb. There's a big problem here. Me, of my opinion, I vote for a party. Okay. But about issues of truth and transparency and integrity, I don't joke. I'll say it the way it is and make sure I'm neutral enough for us to have a solution.
Okay, for now, no, the way forward no is for the Christian Council. So maybe yes. Settle the issue
because they have the numbers.
Okay,
they should call. They should write a letter to I said, John Mahama, write a letter to President and say we want to see the two of you. We call the shots in Ghana. We carry weight.
Okay.
So we want this is sorted and talk to them, resolve the issue. How can we resolve it? Let's talk and let's bring peace. Otherwise, all of us Christians should come against what is happening.
Okay.
And should be on one side. That's the truth.
Apostle, so Christian Council and our Peace Council credibility no ankasa kraponi say nipa form onyehwe last time say not to say
Christian Council the whole Christian Council maybe Peace Council no people can have opinions about them but Christian Council represents all Christians.
Okay.
As the credibility is somebody's opinion but Christian Council in our opinion they can have groups but for Christian Council it is all the groups joined together that makes a Christian Council.
Okay,
you understand and we all see it. I have my group as a bishop, as a man of God, because I have raised a lot of sons. So I have groups, I deal with my sons. Another pastor has groups, national association, blah, 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 blah. Everybody has a group. Most people have groups. But Christian Council is the final and the foremost authority that stands within the context of Christianity. Okay. And that's what you have to look at. Okay.
With the Electoral Commission, Madam Jane Mensah, and also, what should they do about the situation? Because now the NDC doesn't agree with their coalition and then their declaration. They still want it to be out there, say one more and we need elections. No, the EC has already made declaration. So what do they do about the protesting and the demonstration of NDC? Say they are or more editions or more office.
If EC has something to do with I've done it because EC said that NDC should go to court. NDC is choosing this option because they feel the court has a lot of people in NPP. But I checked the last time, I don't know, but Sydney West, they took the case to court.
Yes.
And it looks like it's not going in favor of NPP. The Sydney West case now.
The parliamentary seat.
Yes, it's not going in favor of NPP. So, my humble opinion is this. They should still test the courts. They should still dare the courts and go and say that, okay, this is what we have. Because you see, it is not only one court. What the NDC should know, that it's not only one court. Now we have the court of public opinion, who will also judge the case for them.
Okay.
So there's pressure even on the court to perform. So you can take advantage of that. But moving forward, if we can ensure, maybe feel said, if we can ensure, say, you see, going forward, we will be transparent, and this thing is not going to occur again. I don't think we have a problem in Ghana.
You don't think we have a problem?
No.
Okay.
If we can assure people, NDC can assure, say this is not going to happen again. We are going to be transparent enough. We will be able to reconcile figures. You say, according to sources, no, all they wanted was reconciliation. We figure wrong, we figure we're right. They are reconciling. They want and the systems they say follow.
Okay.
You understand? And so, well, the best option is a court, and it's not only one court. It's not. We don't only have one court. There are a lot of courts. So when we say court, it might not only be a Ghana court. You can go to ECOWAS court. You can go to an international court.
Okay.
There are too many courts. So for me, if you don't want to go to court in Ghana, well, just look at other options that are available for you to go.
Okay.
But as for us Ghanaians, we need our peace.
And demonstrations no more condemn say so my court side demonstrations.
Okay, cancer is here. I will be about to because I inflame it. Who's a man of God?
Okay.
I saw car saying a bear before I come a better here.
All right.
You can cancer home here. Say one young crowd there. So the people are angry.
Yeah.
People are hurt. They are putting money. That's what you see. That's the difference between us men of God and maybe other people. There's a lot of wisdom at play here.
Yeah.
On to me, cancer home here. Say when you are crowd here, you can only advise and say that this is another option because they have issues also that they are, requesting to be done.
Okay, Apostle, yes, sir. Those who have the issues are the one going for the demonstration or protesting, because they're sure most of those doing the protest now are just supporters of the party and as sympathizers of the party. Some of them don't even know about auditing, adding up collations and figures and all those things. The Omatia said, for right after the declaration, make a press conference. They too just say, we don't agree with the EC on its declaration, and we see that the election was flawed and rigged. And one and almost so okay, yes, so we already support the party, so let's also stand and say some for the party. But they don't have that much information. Say, okay, the figures are like this, let's add up, we are going with the figures. They just know what they heard from the party. They know no. Say, as a man of God, talking to the people, not to the politicians, but to the people, should they be putting themselves through this, say, protesting and demonstrating just because of what they have heard from their heads in their press conferences?
I think that the best way out is what I'll say, there should be a certain form of mediation. Quickly, we shouldn't wait for things to deteriorate to mediate. And I feel, because you see, let me tell you something that a lot of people don't know. When Kofi Annan was alive, these things almost happened several times.
Sad demonstrations.
Yes, almost. People did not accept the election results now. It almost happened several times. But for his intervention, Ron is losing first time on an appointment to take charge of malaria in Africa. Something about malaria.
Yeah, Kofi Annan. Before he became the UN secretary.
No, once he was UN secretary.
Okay.
He gave him an appointment about something to do with malaria and something. So he kept him occupied. He gave him something to do. Okay. He always intervened. Now, I feel, in my opinion, sir, we need a certain personality. In the absence of that, the Christian Council is a powerful body to take their responsibility. That's all we are asking Christian Council to do. Take their responsibility. Because they form the majority. There are 70% Christians in Ghana.
Okay.
We have the voice. We align people, we arrange people, tell them, listen, this is what we do. The Christian Council will be credible enough to condemn both parties when they are going wrong. They will have the right to intervene and it will work. They are too quiet. And so me, I want to make sure the Christian Council is responsible enough. Call the two parties. Don't go to anybody's house. No. Call them and bring them, put them in an office. Somebody must take the lead I say, you guys sit down, I want to talk to you. We also have a voice.
The EC shouldn't be like, say, we're declaring they don't have anything to do with the demonstrations and the misunderstandings that has come up after a declaration. Now, as I said, because we accept it for the first thing, so I accept it, say, oh, yeah, mistake after the declaration, no, making changes, no, result. As I said, is master up courage. Now, now, sitting the two parties down. Now, making the auditing, very visible to the two parties. No, being whom say, okay, this is how your auditing was, and this is how the figures were. You compare to each other's figures, and we'll be able to what to say, okay, this is how everything was collated, and how come we came up with the declaration. Now, we'll be in what I say, because NDC for also they are not talking about court because they don't think they want to go to court, but they want the EC to be plain and clear about everything. And into the coalition, and the NPP too has done the same and brought their own coalition out. And see now, with what these groups are saying, do you agree with them? Say the EC should step up its game, come out, call the two parties because they are the biggest, the oppositions and the ruling. Not to say on everything that happened in their own coalition center and show it to them so that they come out of their misunderstandings. And now only was
but yes, yeah, I think it's a very good step on that EC better take it. But this is we have to be careful about this.
Okay.
Also, after election has been called, it's gazetted, which means that it's done. It is only a court of competent jurisdiction. Let me say, go and do the audit.
Okay. It's only the court that can give that order to the EC.
To say they do it, because otherwise, make your information available. And they're difficult to know. And going to court has become very difficult. But the advice is that there are other courts to go to. Okay. I'm not against going to court.
Okay.
I'm looking at if there's any option, if there's any way that we can say, okay, authorized. Because I mean, if you go to court, you make a recourse, you make a request, you pray the court to say that, okay, court, do this for us. This is what we want. If the court says no, you can pray the court to say turn the elections, in your favor. That will be difficult to do. But just go and pray the court and say, court, we want an audit. The EC says don't grant it. Authorize them to grant it. I think that shouldn't be a problem.
Now say NDC for years so 2012 ebra na one more in power to say ye to abasa bano na to say maintain wase amanu so NPP for so argue say one so ye wie omumu no mo ka so mo court no mo general secretary I say don't I say only fools go to court. It's stated say san wakan say only fools go to court until no I say cause controversy na say there one more church one na say court no I
mean, so if Nana went to court, that's what I'm saying, say Nana went to court, I think that
back home
NDC too can go to court, you understand, but just that I feel I share their concerns, really.
Okay.
They feel the court is staffed with a lot of people that Nana
is that the real reason? Now I said because they said only four goes to court.
That's a real reason.
Said the court full of NPP.
Pray the court to do. I don't think that a lot of level-headed people are in the court too. Judges, no, they are level-headed people. It only took a man to appoint them, but we have a lot of level-headed people in court.
Okay.
I know a lot of the Supreme Court. Some of them I've met before personally.
Okay.
Do you understand? I know them. Some of them we have some acquaintance. I can tell you for a fact they are level-headed. Because some of them are so professional, they listen to what you say. So they should dare the court. So if we are all, they even have the court of, like I'm saying, we have the court of public opinion behind them.
Okay.
They have 6 million people also behind them. And so if the court does the wrong thing, look, you cannot subvert the will of the people. You can't go. So they should still follow the procedure and go to court. My humble advice to them.
Okay.
That will bring peace to all of us. And Christian Council can do the mediation intervention. Because you see, when the leaders come and speak, I'm sure calm and serenity will prevail in Ghana.
Until then, when we meet the apostle, we have to go to the other realm too.
Yeah.
Until then, what does the future look for the nation?
Oh, the future will not be bad. God will intervene. The pastor should continue to pray, but you see, I always believe in the skill and the anointing. I believe in the skill and anointing. I mean, the right thing has to be done and prayers must be said in one part, and the right thing should be done. In any case, well, I mean, going forward, I feel, sir, the other time I said something, I said that 2024, to be very frank with you, NDC has not advertised any more person than your mama before. Bringing another person to become president, in my humble opinion, that's my opinion, it's not wise. Because he has the green light to win elections. So, for me, humbly, if I have to give him advice, he should let go. But I also want to, on one condition, that the EC will be able to assure that this is not going to repeat itself.
Such a thing like this will not repeat itself?
It will not repeat itself. We are going to put systems in place, we will learn lessons from it so that such a thing doesn't happen. And
this your advice there, a lot of people have given him, say he should let go. But he keeps saying, posterity will judge him if he lets go like that.
Because the other thing also is that nobody wants to be taken for granted.
Yeah.
If he's going to be assured that this is not going to repeat itself after they have majority in parliament, and listen to him very carefully. Their concentration is not too much on the presidential. I mean, if somebody will be sincere, once a while the president-elect, but the concentration is the parliamentary seats more, where they wanted to become majority in parliament. That was the argument most of the time.
Yes, from the beginning, that was their argument.
So if we can be sure, sir, EC is well modeled. EC will not do anything like that. We are not going to have any more mistakes. Systems are going to work. Nobody will take a gun to shoot. If this can be done, I'm sure, in all honesty, that's my humble opinion. I could be wrong. In all honesty, he will accept it.
Okay, before we end, Kofobi can say, maybe okay, say about 2 ways, say na Sifatino, Bukwa, Kura 2021, Kura, Intinata say, and Chibia and a northern region NDC chairman was say on the 7th of January, inauguration day, no. One more Eddie Mahama and Abisi to say if EC doesn't make another declaration and come out within 2 days and come and declare Mahama as the president, no. One day never be so ne and go for big can say ya connectima won sem kom she bia wakaya ya kwa say dodo na pese abanu yensan to bim
abanu there say na kai
not to say bibia anya clear
now in the spiritual realm, no, it's like there's a repetition, say in power na say because even this 2021 no anka yen to abano.
Come again, please. Help us to understand.
2020, no?
Yes.
The election nearly didn't come on.
It nearly didn't come
yes.
on. But it came on.
It came on. In the spiritual realm, no? We have to do 2021. I don't know how to explain it. In the spiritual realm, that's what's supposed to be. Into prayer and
okay.
And the thing is still pushing, say 2021, 2021.
So it can happen. It can still happen.
That is how we say pray without ceasing. And yes, until 7 months into next year, then we can be free. Well,
and some more.
We need peace, and we also need to make sure that the EC as an institution is more credible. Now, on why you'll be fine. So there are subsequent elections. It's very important. If we can assure NDC, say it's not going to repeat itself, I think they won't be bad. They are Ghanaians. They'll be fine.
They'll be fine with it. I'll pass the way they will final words. They work at the actual Ghana force. I bring one share on the Fatuja.
The American Ghana force say because we are on an edge. We are living on an edge. The peace and tranquility of our nation is on the verge of collapse. Now, to the NDC and MPP supporters, let's calm nerves down. Because normally, all the people that are protesting, we go to church with them.
Yes.
we are in the office with them. Then let's speak peace. And yes, Okanawa Yano, no, for Bia Casa, send the Pakoni and Nipa, at the BA.
Okay.
Until we do that, I think that peace will prevail. At all the institutions, the churches, the workplaces where you go and buy and sell, somebody should speak peace. Everybody should speak peace, so that our nation will move on. And I think that the next 4 years, by the grace of God, I believe that it will be 4 good years for us. Ghana will get better. Maybe 2024, NDC can come back. You might never know. 2024, NDC can come back. You might never know.
It was for Apostle Dr. Walter Sakwa Mante our da Faith Army Chapel and Asadway and no air to train common wakati sempi wasashe cry ninti abano woman no yemfa na yamumotia so and share and my adofo yebusia for yenuanum bebia because Ghana ye wone bakope ye new my fufu bi ma ye betimi etu efia akwatna so nti se asundie no hire na basa ye eba no meso na ntokwa na modehwegu ba anka wa akasa mukrampa wumia wadamfo bibi ebetimi atu no ama na ye ya nti ye preach peace say na wosofo no aka na yemfa entre enkosa 90 ene no dedikan abushe tumaji echa bomodia na subscribe na ebiem so no say wo apostle number ebeda ase ho edama obetimi ahwe na wafa number no na tese enkita wo so bia na woni no edinisa na ebiem so no wadwen kire efa nkoma yetwetwe wa ase no bomodia na fa somye ewe comment section na follow yen ewe Instagram and your Twitter handles are toomuchgh_, Facebook so toomuchgh nana ama obuswa enemy nyame ya doma ebesa ide shabi makramo
me dey Isaiah Kodwampo obetun afem the great ampo mbrembren wonu me nka mo ni hwe too much g8 mo ye too much na me so me ye amo fire
the major prophet kun chacha on say me catch o say bomoden na hwe too much gh on say me kan ye nyane bone pa na kase ye pe wo wi ase ya asodin ti na adam wo hu nyame ye no mo nyam no wo hu ne ma bi a wo hwehwehwehwe e wo other place ne ade kat won na bomoden na be hwe too much gh be hwe na subscribe bomoden o be hwe pe na wa ye subscribe o subscribe na subscribe na wo subscribe a na wo benya ne ma papa a wo pe ahwe nyame hira na